नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोविंद भगवान की
जय जय
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna, everyone.
तो लास्ट वीक हम लोगों ने 14th अध्याय कंप्लीट किया of the 10th स्कंद 15th अध्याय। and as we know there are 12 स्कंद्स 12 बुक्स हैं और हम लोग 10th बुक पे हैं। there are total 332 अध्याय टोटल। जैसे गीता में 18 अध्याय है, इसमें 332 अध्याय है। and गीता has how many श्लोक्स in गीता?
720.
Yeah, 700 श्लोक्स in Gita, right? And how many श्लोक्स in Srimad Bhagavatam?
18,000.
Yeah, 18,000 श्लोक्स. So there are 18,000 श्लोक्स in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Shiva Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
So we will start with the 15th chapter today. As you know, like in last chapter, we have been reading about Krishna's Bhagavan Krishna's Bal Leela. And the last one we read about how Brahmaji took away all the caps and Gwal, Bal, everyone hidden into a gufa. And then we saw how Bhagavan Krishna did his Leela. Brahmaji realized, and then we read the whole glorification of Lord Sri Krishna by Lord Brahma. Yeah. And now, continuing the Bal Leela, we will start the 15th chapter, first shlok. Anilji.
Shri Shukovacha Tatascha Pagandavayah Shrityo Braje Babhuv Tusto Pashupal Sammato Gascharyanto Sakhivi Samam Padair Vrindavanam Punyamativ Chakratuh. Sukdev Goswami said, when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Paganda 6 to 10, while living in Vrindavan, the cowherd men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Engaging thus in the company of their friends, the two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Sukdev Goswami is saying, and Sukdev Goswami is telling whom?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj, right? Srimad Bhagavatam was recited by Sri Sukdev Goswami Ji Maharaj to Parikshit Maharaj. And of course, all the other devatas who were present at the time. And he's mentioning that the two boys, who are Lord Sri Krishna and Lord Balram, rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. That's the importance of Vrindavan. It says here, Samam Pade Vrindavanam Punyam Tiv Chakratuhach. Yeah, by going around Vrindavan, they made it a land of Punyam Ativa. Yeah, or most auspicious. Yeah, Manoji?
Tan Madhavo Venum Rayan Vrato Goper Gran Bhi Swa Yasa Balanvitaha Pasun Urakshiya Vasavam was Avisad Viharto Kamaha Kasumrakam Vanam. Yeah. Thus, desiring to enjoy pastimes, Lord Madhava, sounding his flute, surrounded by coward boys who were chanting his glories, and accompanied by Lord Baladeva, kept the cows before him and entered the Vrindavana forest, which was full of flowers and rich with nourishment for the animals. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, also it is mentioned is Lord Krishna would loudly sound his flute as he entered the forest of Sri Vrindavan, thus giving inconceivable bliss to all the residents of his hometown, Vrijtha. These simple pastimes of playfully entering the forest, playing on the flute, and so forth were performed daily in the spiritual land of Vrindavan. Hmm? Ajay?
तन्मजु घोष लिमृगा द्विजाकुलम महन्मत प्रक्षेपय सरस्वता वातेन जुष्टम शतपत्रगंधिना निरीक्ष्य रंतु भगवान मनोदधि. The Supreme Personality of Godhead looked over the forest, which resounded with the charming sounds of bees, animals, and birds, and which are enhanced by a lake whose clear water resembled the minds of great souls, and by a breeze carrying the fragrance of 100-petaled lotuses. Seeing all this, Lord Krishna decided to enjoy the auspicious atmosphere. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Nirikshe Rantum Bhagwan Mano Dade. Lord Krishna decided to enjoy the auspicious atmosphere of Vrindavan. Let's read this. Shiva Prabhu.
Lord Krishna saw that the Vrindavan forest was giving pleasure to all five senses. The bees, the birds, and animals made charming sounds that brought sweet pleasure to the ears. The wind was faithfully rendering service to the Lord by blowing throughout the forest, carrying the cool moisture of a transparent lake, and thus giving pleasure to the sense of touch. By the sweetness of the wind, even the sense of taste was being stimulated, and the fragrance of lotus flowers was bringing pleasure to the nostrils. And the entire forest was endowed with heavenly beauty, which was giving spiritual bliss to the eyes. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has thus explained the significance of this verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so the Vrindavan forest was giving pleasure to all five senses. What are the five senses? What are the Gyanendriyas?
Yeah.
What are the five Gyanendriyas?
Yeah, eye, nose,
Yeah.
ears, tongue, skin.
Tongue and skin, yeah? Five senses. And those senses are for, of course, sound and vision and all, right? And so that forest was giving pleasure to all the senses. So,
Prabhuji, Vrinda Devi is another name for Tulsi Devi, right?
yes.
Okay. So what is her real name? Is it Vrinda Devi or Tulsi Devi?
So Vrindavan also is based on Tulsi Devi's name actually. So there's a big story behind that. But her name is Vrinda Devi, and also
And that
Tulsi.
is, that is the reason it is called Vrindavan, because, it is the one of Vrinda Devi.
Right. I mean, there's a whole story behind that actually.
Oh, okay.
A whole big story behind what happens and how Vrinda Devi becomes the greatest devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, and she was married to a Rishi Muni, and so there's a big story behind that.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Sure.
तत्र तत्रारुण पल्लव श्रिया फल प्रसूनोरुभरेण पादयोः स्पृशिखान वीक्ष वनस्पति न मुदा स्मय निवाह ग्रजम आदि पुरुषः. The primeval Lord saw that the stately trees, with their beautiful reddish buds and their heavy burden of fruits and flowers, were bending down to touch his feet with the tips of their branches. Thus he smiled gently and addressed his elder brother. Yeah. So when Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram are walking, you see like all the trees are bending down to touch his feet. And so he starts, and this is mentioned Adi Purusha. Yeah. That's the primeval Lord. And then he talks to his elder brother. After that, we'll read that. Anilji.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aho Ami Dev Baram Rarchitam Padam Bhujam Te Sumana Falarhanam Namatyu Padaya Shikha Viratma Stamoha Pahyatya Tarujanma Yatkratam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O greatest of lords, just see how these trees are bowing their heads at your lotus feet, which are worshipable by the immortal demigods. The trees are offering you their fruits and flowers to eradicate the dark ignorance that has caused their birth as trees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And who is that?
Lord
Krishna.
Krishna.
Lord Shri Krishna, right? And Lord Krishna is telling this to, oh, greatest of lords. Who is that?
Krishna.
So that's Lord
No,
Balram,
his
right?
brother.
Yeah. So Lord Balram, like Lord Krishna and Lord Balram are going together, and then all these trees are bending down to touch their feet. So what Lord Krishna is telling to Lord Balram, sorry, is that see how these trees are bowing their heads at your lotus feet. Yeah. He says here, Padambujam te sumana falarhanam. Yeah. Padambujam. That's like your lotus feet. And that's how they, and why are they doing that? Very interesting. He's saying that the trees are offering you the fruits and flowers to eradicate the dark ignorance that has caused their birth as trees. So because of the ignorance and previous whatever karmas and all that, they have become trees, right? And to get out of that mode, they are offering their uh, obeisances, is what Lord Shri Krishna is telling to Lord Balram. Yeah, nice purport. Let's read this. Ramanuji.
The trees of Vrindavana, the trees of Vrindavan were thinking that because of the past offenses, they had now taken birth as trees and being immovable could not, accompanying Lord Krishna in his wanderings throughout the Vrindavan area. In fact, all the creatures of Vrindavan, including the trees and cows, were great souls who could personally associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because of sarcastic sentiments of separation, the trees considered themselves in ignorance and thus tried to purify themselves by bowing down at the lotus feet of Krishna and Balarama. Lord Krishna, understanding their mentality, simultaneously glanced at them with affection and praised their devotional service before his older brother Balram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
एते अनिनस्तत्र यशो यशो खिललोक करतीयथ गायन्त आदि पुरुषानुपन्था भजन्ते प्रायो अमी मुनिगणा भवदीय मुख्या गूढ़ं वनेपि न जहत्यन् घात्मदेवम्. O original personality, these bees must be all great sages and most elevated devotees of yours, for they are worshipping you by following you along the path and chanting your glories, which are themselves a holy place for the entire world. Though you have distinguished yourself within this forest, O sinless one, they refuse to abandon you, their worshipable Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And who is saying this? Who
Lord
is speaking?
Krishna.
Yeah. Lord Krishna, yeah, is speaking to Lord Balram. Yeah. Lord Krishna is telling Lord Balram, right? Remember who is the Seshna.
Oh.
I mean, who is. So he's saying that Yasho Akhil Lok Tirtha. Saying like your glories, which are themselves a holy place for the entire world. Yeah. Akhil Lok Tirtha. Saying that, and then he's saying that Gayanta Adi Purush, Anupatham Bhajante, right? You along the path and chanting your glories. Who? The devotees in like different phases, they are still chanting his glories and they refuse to abandon you. They will continue to worship you. Is what Lord Sri Krishna is telling for Balram. Hmm? And again, nice purport. Shyaprabhu.
The word Guham is significant in this verse. It indicates that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Krishna or Balram, excuse me, appears like an ordinary human being within the material world, great sages always recognize the Lord as the supreme absolute truth. All the transcendental forms of Godhead are eternal and full of bliss and knowledge, exactly the opposite of material bodies, which are temporary and full of misery and ignorance. One meaning of the word Tirtha is the means for crossing beyond material existence. Simply by hearing the glories of the Supreme Lord or by chanting them, one immediately comes to the spiritual platform beyond material existence. Thus, the Lord's transcendental glories are here described as a tirtha for everyone in the world. The word Gayanta indicates that great sages give up their vows of silence and other selfish processes to glorify the activities of the Supreme Lord. Real silence means to not speak nonsense, to limit one's verbal activities to those sounds, statements, and discussions relevant to the loving service of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hmm? You can complete this, Shyaprabhu.
Yes. The word anagha indicates that the Supreme Lord never performs sinful or offensive activities. The word also indicates that the Lord immediately excuses a sin or offense committed by a sincere, loving devotee who may accidentally deviate from the Lord's service. In the specific context of this verse, the word anagha indicates that Lord Balram was not disturbed by the bees who were constantly following him. Anupatham, the Lord blessed them by saying, "O bees, come into my confidential grove and feel free to taste its fragrance." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Tarun.
Hare Krishna. Nrityanti ami sikhna idya muda harinya kurvanti gopya ivte priyami shanena suktescha kokila gana graham agatya dhanya vanokasha iyam hi satam nisarga. O worshipable one, these peacocks are dancing before you out of joy. Those doe are pleasing you with affectionate glances, just as the gopis do, and these cuckoos are honoring. Scroll up a little bit. You with Vedic prayers, all these residents of the forest are most fortunate, and their behavior towards you certainly befits great souls receiving another great soul at home. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. धन्येयमदधर्णी तृणविरुधस्त्वत् पादैस्पृशो दुर्मलताकराजभिमृष्टा नघो आद्रयः खगमृगाः सदयावलोके घोर्प्यो अन्तरेण भुजयोरपि यतस्पृहा श्री. This earth has now become the most fortunate, because you have touched her grass and bushes with your feet, and her trees and creepers with your fingernails, and because you have graced her rivers, mountains, birds, and animals with your merciful glances. But above all, you have embraced the young cowherd woman between your two arms, a favor anchored after by the goddess of fortune herself. Hare Krishna. Anilji?
Shri Shukuvacha Evam Vrindavanam Srimad Krishna Pritamanaha Pashun Reme Sanchar Yanadreha Saridrodha Susanugaha. Sukadev Goswami said, thus expressing his satisfaction with the beautiful forest of Vrindavan and its inhabitants, Lord Krishna enjoyed tending the cows and other animals with his friends on the banks of the river Yamuna below Govardhan Hill. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay?
क्वचिद् गायत्सु मदान्धा लिष्वनुवृत्तये उपगीयमानचरितः पथि संघर्षणान्वितः अनुजल्पति जल्पन्तं कल्वाकये शुकं ववचित् क्वचित् सवलोगो कुजूनन्तमनु कूजसि कोकिलम् भवविच्च कालहंसानां मनु कूजते कूजतम् अभिनृत्यते नृत्ययन्तः बहिणं हास्ययन् क्वचित् मेघगम्भीराया वाचा नामभिर्दुर्गान् पशून् क्वचिदाह्वयति प्रीत्या गोपाल मनोज्ञाः. Sometimes the honeybees in Vrindavan became so mad with ecstasy that they closed their eyes and began to sing. Lord Krishna, moving along with the forest path with his cowherd boyfriends and Baldeva, would then respond to them, the bees, by imitating their singing, while his friends sang about his pastime. Sometimes Lord Krishna would imitate the chattering of parrots, sometimes with a sweet voice, the call of cuckoo, and sometimes the cooing of swans. Sometimes he vigorously imitated the dancing of a peacock, making his cowherd boys laugh. Sometimes with a voice as deep as the rumbling of clouds, he would call out with great affection the names of the animals who had wandered far from the herd, thus enchanting the cows and the cowherd boys. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Also, Ramanujit?
हाँ क- चकोरा क्रौंच चक्रवहा बृहध्वजं च बृहन्निः अनु अनुरौति स्म सत्वनं बितावद् हृदया सिम यः. Sometimes he could try out in imitation of birds such as chakros, cronchos, chakrahans, bradwans, and peacocks, and sometimes he would run away with the smaller animals in mock fear of lions and tigers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sure, bro.
क्वचित् क्रीडा परिश्रान्तं गोपतस्डोगेबर्हणं स्वं विस्मत्यार्य पादसंवहनादिभः. When his elder brother, fatigued from playing, would lie down with his head upon the lap of a cowherd boy, Lord Krishna would help him relax by personally massaging his feet and offering other services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what we are reading is in the Bal Lila, how Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram together are taking the cows and purifying Vrindavan. Tarun? Tarun?
नृत्यो गयता व्यापी बलगतो युध्यतो मित्र गृहीता हस्तो गोपालन हसंतो प्रससम satuva. Sometimes, as the cowherd boys danced, sang, moved about, and playfully fought with each other, Krishna and Balram, standing nearby, hand in hand, would glorify their friends' activities and laugh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Rinaji.
हरे कृष्ण भैया. क्वचित् पल्लवतल्पेषु नियुद्धश्रमकर्षितः वृक्षमूलाश्रय शेते गोपोत्सङ्गोपहरण. Sometimes Lord Krishna grew tired from fighting and lay down at the base of a tree, resting upon a bed made of soft twigs and buds and using the lap of a cowherd friend as his pillow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, this is how we keep describing Lord Sri Krishna's Leela. पाद संवाहनम चक्रु है केचित् तस्य महात्मने अपरे हत्मा पापमानो व्यजने है संविजयन. Some of the cowherd boys, who were all great souls, would then massage his lotus feet, and others, qualified by being free of all sin, would expertly fan the Supreme Lord. Anilji?
अन्ये तदनुरूपाणि मनोज्ञानि महात्मनः गायन्ति स्म महाराज स्नेहक्लिन्नधियः शनैः. My dear king, other boys would sing in enchanting songs appropriate to the occasion, and their hearts would melt out of love for the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ramanuji?
एवं निगूढात्मा गति स्वा मायया गोपत मजात्वं चरितेर Vidam Bayam Rame Rama Lalita Pada Pallavo Gramaya Sama Gramya Vad Isa Setiha. In this way of Supreme Lord, whose soft lotus feet are personally attended by the goddess of fortune, concealed his transcendental opulences by his internal potency and acted like the son of a cowherd, yet even while enjoying like a village boy in the company of other village residents, he often exhibited feats only God could perform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so with all this play around in Vrindavan, sometimes we'll exhibit some activities which only God can perform.
can
So,
perform.
Ish Chestita hai. Yeah. Ajay?
Sridama Nam Gopalo Ram Keshayo Sakha Subalasto Kakrishnadya Gopa Premanandam Dabruvan. Once some of the cowherd boys, Sridama, the very close friend of Ram and Krishna, along with Subala, Stoka Krishna, and other lovingly spoke the following words. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Shiva Prabhu?
Ram Ram Mahabaho Krishna Dust Nibarahan Ito Avidure Su Mahad Vanam Tala Listalam. The cowherd boys said, O Ram, Ram, mighty armed one, O Krishna, destroyer of the miscreants, not far from here is a very great forest filled with rows of palm trees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tarun?
As stated in Sri Varaha Purana, Asti Govardhanam Nama Kshetram Parma Dullabham Mathura Paschime Bhage Adurad Yojana Dvayam. Not far from the western side of Mathura, at a distance of 2 yojanas, 16 miles, is a holy place named Govardhan, which is most difficult to attain. It is also stated in the Varaha Purana. Asti Talavanam Nama Dhenakshura Saksura Rakshitam Mathura Paschime Bhage Adhurad Eka Yojanam. Not far from the western side of Mathura, 1 yojana away, 8 miles, is a forest known as Talavana, which is guarded by Dhenuksura. Thus, it appears that the Talavana forest is located midway between Mathura and Govardhana hill. The forest of Talavana is described in the Sri Hari Vamsa as follows. Satu desa sama snidha su mahan Krishna mritika darbha praya stuli bhuto lostra pasana varjita. The land there is even, smooth and very expansive. The earth is black, densely covered with darbha grass and devoid of stones and pebbles. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srinaji?
फलानि तत्र भूरिणि पतन्ति पतितानि च सन्ति रुद्धानि धेनुकेन दुरात्मना. In the Talavan forest, many fruits are falling from the trees and many are already lying on the ground, but all the fruits are being guarded by the evil Dhenuka. Hare Krishna.
It says the demon Dhenuka would not allow anyone to eat the delicious ripe palm fruits of the Talwan, and Krishna's young boy friends protested this unjust usurpation of the right to enjoy the fruits of a public forest. So ati vilyo asuro Rama hai Krishna kar rupa pritak Atmatulya bale ranne Gyatir bhi bahu vivrita. O Ram, O Krishna, Dhenuka is the most powerful demon and has assumed the form of an ass. He is surrounded by many friends who have assumed a similar shape and who are just as powerful as he is. Says he put a roop of khar roop, like a donkey. So, Anil ji?
तस्मात् कृतनराहाराद् भीतर्नभिर्मित्रः न सेव्यते पशुगणैः पक्षिसङ्गैर्विवर्जितम्. The demon Dhenuka has eaten men alive, and therefore all people and animals are terrified of going to the Tala forest. O killer of the enemy, even the birds are afraid to fly there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So the Gwal Bals are telling this to Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram. Ramanuji?
विद्यन्ते भुक्ता पूर्वाणि फुलानि सुरभिनी च एषा वै सुरभिर्गन्धा विश्चिने वर्धते. In the Tala forest are sweet-smelling fruits no one can ever taste it. Indeed, even now we can smell the fragrance of the Tala fruits spreading all about. Hare Krishna.
Yep. Ajay?
प्रयच्छतानि न कृष्ण गंध लोभित चेतसाम वाञ्छास्ति महति राम गमत्या यदि रोचते. O Krishna, please get those fruits for us. Our minds are so attracted by their aroma. Dear Balrama, our desire to have those fruits is very great. If you think it's a good idea, let's go to that Tala forest. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Instead of doing Bal Lila, all the Gwal Bals are telling Lord Shri Krishna in Tala forest, right? There is a demon who doesn't allow anyone to go there. He doesn't allow anyone to the fruits and things like that. Yeah. It's a nice purport. Let's read the Shabro.
Although neither man nor bird nor beast could even approach the Tala forest, the cowherd boys had so much faith in Lord Krishna and Lord Balrama that they took it for granted the two lords could effortlessly kill the sinful ass demons and acquired the delicious Tala fruits. Lord Krishna's cowherd boy friends are exalted, self-realized souls who would not ordinarily become greedy for sweet fruits. In fact, they are simply joking with the Lord and enthusing his pastimes, urging him to perform unprecedented heroic feast in the Tala forest. Innumerable demons disturb the sublime atmosphere of Vrindavan during Lord Krishna's presence there, and the Lord would kill such demons as a popular daily event. Since Lord Krishna had already killed many demons, on this particular day he decided to give first honors to Lord Balram, and who would demolish the first demon, Dhenuka, by the words Yadi Rochate. The cowherd boys indicate that Lord Krishna and Lord Balrama need not kill the demons simply to satisfy them. Rather, they should do so only if lords themselves found the concept appealing. Hare Krishna.
Mhm. Varun?
Yeah. Em Shrudvacha Shrutva Shrutpriya Chikrishraya Rahasya Jagamatur Goper Vito Talavanam Prabhu. Hearing the words of their dear companions, Krishna and Balram laughed and, desiring to please them, set off for the Talavana surrounded by their cowherd boyfriends. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Right. So सब ग्वाल बाल के साथ में Lord Shri Krishna and Balram, yeah, Lord Balram, they start for the Tal 1. Yeah. Reena ji?
बलः प्रविश्य बाहुभ्यां तालान् सम्परिकम्पयन् फलानि पातयामास मतङ्गज इवोजसा. Lord Balram entered the Tal forest first. Then, with his two arms, he began forcefully shaking the trees with the power of a maddened elephant, causing the Tal fruits to fall to the ground. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. फलानां पतितां शब्दं निशम्यासुरसार्वः अभ्यधावत् क्षितितलं सनगं परिकम्पयन्. Hearing the sound of the falling fruits, the archdemon Dhenuka ran forward to attack, making the earth and trees tremble. Anil ji?
सम्मेत्य तरसा प्रत्यग द्वाभ्यां पदभ्यां बलं बली निहत्योरसी काशब्दं मुञ्चन् पर्यसरत् खलः. The powerful demon rushed up to Lord Baldev and sharply struck the Lord's chest with the hooves of his hind legs. Then Dhenuka began to run about, braying loudly. Hare Krishna.
Ajay?
पुनारासाद्य संरब्ध उक्त कोष्ठा पराग स्थितः चरणावपरौ राजन बलाय प्राक्षिपद रुषा. Moving against towards Lord Balram, O king, the furious ass situated himself with his back towards the Lord. Then, screaming in rage, the demon hurled his two hind legs at him. Hare Krishna.
Ramanuji?
स त्वं गृहीत्वा प्रपदोर् भ्रम्यति वकितापनिना पानिना चिक्षेपात्रण रजग्रे ब्रह्मण त्यक्ता जीवितम्. Lord Balrama seized Dhenuka by his hooves, whirled him about with one hand and threw him into the top of the palm tree. The violent wheeling motion killed the demon. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shiva Prabhu?
Enahato mahatalo vepamano brihatshiraha pasharvastham kampayana bhagnaha sa chanyam soapi chaparam. Lord Balram threw the dead body of Dhenukasura into the tallest palm tree in the forest, and when the dead demon landed in the treetop, the tree began shaking. The great palm tree, causing a tree by its side also to shake, broke under the weight of the demon. The neighboring tree caused yet another tree to shake, and this one struck yet another tree, which also began shaking. In this way, many trees in the forest shook and broke. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Huh?
Palasya Lila Yostasrata Karadeha Hata Hataha Talas Kampire Sarve Maha Vaterita Iva. Because of Lord Balram's pastime of throwing the body of the ash demon into the top of the tallest palm tree, all the trees began shaking and striking against one another as if blown about by powerful winds. Hare Krishna.
Krishnaji?
नैतच्चित्रं भगवती ह्यनन्ते जगदीश्वरे ओतप्रोतमिदं यस्मिंस्तु स्तन्तुष्वङ्गत यथा पटः. My dear Parikshit, that Lord Balram killed Dhenukasur is not such a wonderful thing, considering that he is unlimited personality of Godhead, the controller of the entire universe. Indeed, the entire cosmos resets upon him just as a woven cloth rests upon its own horizontal and vertical threads. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what Sukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj after Dhenukasur is killed by Lord Balram, it's not a wonderful, like there's no surprise in that, right? It says Neta Chitram Bhagwati Anante Jagdishware. Yeah? That's how Lord Balram is described. Yeah, he is the unlimited personality of Godhead. Jagadishware is the controller of the entire universe. So just killing the Dhenukasur is not a big deal for him. He was saying the entire cosmos rests upon him. Yeah? Anilji?
Unfortunate persons cannot appreciate the blissful pastimes of the Supreme Lord. In this connection, Srila Jiva Goswami explains that the Supreme Lord possesses unlimited potency and strength, as expressed here by the word Anante. The Lord exhibits a tiny fraction of his power according to the need of a particular situation. Lord Balaram desired to vanquish the gang of demonic asses who had unlawfully seized the Talwan forest, and therefore he exhibited just enough divine opulence to easily kill Dhenukasura and the other demons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ramanaji?
ततः कृष्णं च रमः च ज्ञातयो धेनुकस्य क्रोसरो भेन्द्रावं सर्वे समृद्धा हता बंधवा. As the Lord demons, close friends of Dhenukasura, were engaged upon seeing his death, and thus they are all immediately ran to attack Krishna and Balram. Hare Krishna.
Hare?
तास्ताना पततः कृष्णो रामश्च नृप लीलया गृहीत पश्चाच्चरणान् प्राहिणो तृण राजसु. O king, the demons attacked. As the demons attacked, Krishna and Balaram easily seized them one after another by their hind legs and threw them all into the tops of the palm trees. Hare Krishna.
Bravo.
फल प्रकर्षडिकर्णम दैत्ये देहैर्गताशुभिम् राजभूः सतालग्रघनैरिव नभस्तलम्. The earth then appeared beautifully covered with heaps of fruits and with the dead bodies of the demons, which were entangled in the broken tops of the palm trees. Indeed, the earth shone like the sky decorated with clouds. Hare Krishna.
Varun?
तयोस्तत्सु महत् कर्म निशम्य विबुधदया मुमुचु पुष्प वर्षाणि कक्रुर वद्यानि तुस्तुवुः. Hearing of this magnificent feat of the two brothers, the demigods and other elevated living beings rained down flowers and offered music and prayers in glorification. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Attala falanayata namanushyagat sadvasa tinam cha pashavascheru prahata Dhenuka kanane. People now felt free to return to the forest when Dhenuka had been killed, and without fear they ate the fruits of the palm trees. Also the cows could now graze freely upon the grass there. Yeah. So I think we will just pause here right now. We are reading about how Lord Balram killed Dhenuka. Yeah, and I will continue to read from here tomorrow. Okay. And then happy Navratri to everyone.
Happy
Hopefully everyone is
Navratri.
having a good time. So today we are going to listen to the Devi Mata Stuti and webs and the prayers and Aarti directly from Vaishnav Devi. Yeah. So we'll hear it from 8, 9, 10 minutes. So all right, so it's a nice Stuti directly live from Vaishnav Devi temple. I will hear the other Stuti tomorrow. Yeah. And we'll continue reading about Krishna Bal Lila right now. I think then as it moves further, it will become more and more compassionate, yeah, more interesting. So we'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Right. Hare
See you
Krishna,
tomorrow.
everyone.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.